Travelers, have a seat by the fire. I'll tell you a story. A story of adventure, magic, and legend. I'll tell you the story of Rowan, the bard, and the journey for his song. Chris, the silver serpent of silence. The tiefling sorcerer who was plunged into exile. And Atlas, the white orc, abandoned by his people and forged in destiny. Let me tell you where it all began.
We find ourselves with the sun high in the sky over the town of Oxbane. Oxbane is a coastal town in the region of Orenthal. The town is bustling with activity, and the stage is set on our adventurer Atlas. It's midday, and we find Atlas working away at the golden hammer. The sound of hammers clanking on iron and the hiss of steam as water cools the molten metal. Hey Atlas, what are you working on at the forge? Like, in a day-to-day, what would something that you would be working on? What would your goal be?
Well, actually, in the town that I'm in, more often than not, I could be working on some farm tools or farm equipment, being in a small town. So that'll kind of be some of the stuff I do. But I do have people who come through who kind of know of the renown that I have that was passed down to me of building some weapons. But more often than not, farm equipment.
Okay, so you're building farm equipment. So working on some rakes, some shovels.
Plows, that kind of thing. Like for oxen, or just an ox. There's only one ox in the whole town.
There's no, I don't think that's
Actually,
canon.
this town is the bane of oxes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Every time they come in, they just straight up. No, sorry, we got one. Every other one gets the American Gods treatment. But what are you gonna do? Okay, cool. So you're working on you're working on some farm equipment. Yarg Rinhand comes from the front of the shop back into the foundry where you are. Yarg Rinhand is half orc and half dwarf. He has a thick, bushy beard tied in knots. His beard is black. It's something I don't have at the moment. Yeah. His beard is black and covered in soot. He has orc ears and a stubby dwarven nose. He has piercing blue eyes and stands 6 foot tall. He says, "Hey boy, there's someone here for you." As Yarg Rinhand says that, the patron appears in the doorway. You recognize the patron as Henry, your adopted father. You can immediately see his distress. The look on his face is that of a man in dire straits. Devin, how often would you, or Atlas, excuse me, how often would you say you visit your parents?
I don't get back to the town that I was raised in very often, but Henry and I do meet about every other week or so, at least maybe once a week on good weeks when we transport these goods that we transport. So about once a week, it's the average.
So it's not really strange for Atlas to see his father then?
It is in my village.
Okay.
It would be if he comes to where I am.
Okay. Yeah, so he's super in the doorway and looks upset.
Oh, what are you doing here, Henry? What brings you here?
That says a lot about your relationship with your father. Yeah, so he like doesn't look at you in the eyes, and he says, "We were making a trip to town. We were gonna sell some crops from the farm, and that's when we were attacked by bandits."
Oh, what do these bandits look like? I mean, are you in trouble now? Are you running from someone, or what is going on?
Well, they took your mother. They attacked the
Where?
cart. I don't know. I can only tell you where they attacked us. They didn't take me. I came here because I knew you would be able to help. They attacked.
I tell him, Henry, come inside, take a seat, let me grab my things, and we're going. And so immediately I would do that. Like he would come inside, maybe I wouldn't even try to console him. I'm just not that kind of guy. I would get him a drink. I'm gonna start packing my stuff. Do I have to tell Yarg that I'm leaving?
I mean, this is up to
He's
you,
coming.
bro. This is, I mean, you work there. You can choose to lead whatever life you want. Like,
Okay. I would like to have pack my things.
okay,
Weapons, of course, like full battle arraignment.
sure.
Run out to Yarg and say, Yarg, it's a family matters. I gotta go. Henry says my mother's been attacked. I'll be back when I can get back. Keep my wages for this week. I know I've worked, but keep the wages. Do what you want with it. I'll be back.
So I like to think that Yarg like looks at you, kind of scrutinizes you a minute, and looks over to a pile of shovels that you've made, and he goes, "Oh, well, they're not exactly selling like hotcakes, so think we'll be okay. Just take care of your business and come back."
I just walk away.
See you later. Be careful. Hope things are good with your family.
Like now he
Have
says
fun
nice
storming
things
the
and I
castle.
leave. To my face he says, "You made crappy shovels." But then, like,
No,
when
he
I
didn't
leave,
say
he's
that.
like,
He
"Be
just
safe."
said they weren't selling. Like, you chose to make farm equipment. Like, what do you want from me? You work at the Golden Hammer. People come in for weapons and armor, and you go, shovel?
I do not go shovel. They just need you.
Farm
So
equipment?
that's what I do.
I desperately need a shovel.
Yeah. I need a shovel.
You
I
make
do
this
got a
job
dig for
apocalypse when
dairy-
People need shovels.
No, I don't think that's a key requirement. Okay, so I think
You need a mace? I've got a really flat mace.
So I think you go back to your like area where you were packing, where Henry's still sitting, and he says, I don't know that we can do it alone. There were so many of them.
Well, how many do you? I mean, tell me exactly what you remember
Okay.
in your haste to get out.
And he like wipes his forehead, and he says, "Okay, so your mother and I, we were traveling down the road southwest of here, and we were just talking like we do, and out of nowhere I was struck, and as I got up from the cart I noticed that there were like 6, maybe 7, no, it could have been 9. There were a lot of them. There were certainly more than I could take, and they grabbed your mom and they ran. I don't know what they want, but they took the stuff in the cart. I just don't understand why they would attack us. We've made this trip time and time again.
How far from here was the attack?
A few hours walk. We weren't far. We were still in the woods, but I mean, it wouldn't have been that much longer for us to be in the open clear in front of the town.
Take me there, Henry. Take me there.
Listen, Atlas, my boy, I trust you. You're different. But I just don't know that that's enough. Maybe we should go to the Red Roof Inn and get some help.
Hold on, the Red Roof Inn.
Yeah.
Henry.
I'll take 12.
I go
Best
grab a
podcast
shovel and go to the Red
20.
Roof Inn.
We're getting help. You might want to bring more than one shovel. What's our help going to use to dig the trenches?
All right, so I will listen to the words, the wisdom that Henry has to offer, and we'll go to the Red Roof Inn.
Okay. So you're going to
We're going to go to the local inn, the Motel 6.
Who's keeping the light on for us?
I don't. You know what's funny about that is, I remember writing Red Roof Inn and going, "Cool, we'll denote it by some red roof," and then I went, "That's good," and I came back to it and went, I've seen this before. And started
Probably
cracking,
yesterday on your way to work.
No, I cracked myself up thinking, this makes sense. And then coming back to it and going, that's an actual fucking place, but it's staying. It's canon now.
Oh, maybe we can get some sponsorship.
Oh, yeah.
Red Roof Ed.
Yep.
This podcast
Put
brought to
in
you by
the
Red Roof Ed.
Lawful stupid coupon code to get 10% off your stay. No, 10%. They got to put it in. And then Red Roof Inn will just contact us via Instagram and say, hey, quit telling people to use a coupon code. It doesn't work. We're getting pissed off. Yeah, all right, so you begin to make your way that way. And as you guys are heading towards the Red Roof Inn, we're going to switch over to Chris and Rowan. So Chris and Rowan sailed together, or sailed on the same boat to the town of Oxbane, on the same merchant ship titled the Black Raven. The Black Raven is a swift ship with a thick hull, painted black across its bow and stern. Its sails are also dyed black. It has a reputation for getting out of sticky situation, which is what led both of your characters to find passage on the Black Raven. You two saw each other on the ship, but didn't particularly interact. How do you think you spent your time on the ship, Chris?
I was probably reading.
Okay. You're such a social person. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a recluse. I probably didn't leave my. I do have a cabin. I assume I have a cabin.
Yeah, you have a room.
Yeah, I assume that in my room I would spend most of the time in there reading. I would come out and stare kind of wistfully at the sea on occasion.
Just hoping somebody Titanics you, right? Like.
No, well, I would basically just come out every time I needed more wine, which would be, I don't know, every 5 seconds, every couple hours. I'd be like, ooh, more wine time.
I feel like at the end of your trip, someone comes to you and goes, listen, look, there was a thing. You get so much a day. You wrecked that. So rental car mileage, we're gonna have to even up because you did way more than your share. Okay, cool. So you read in your room and then practice poetry across the ocean. Sweet. Rowan, what do you think you did on the ship?
Oh, the exact opposite.
Okay.
Fucking talking to everybody, assuming that just playing my music is how I bartered on the ship in the first place.
That's how I imagined, actually, is that you paid for your room with performances.
Sweet roll of dice.
And then you played music too, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's kind of my thing.
Okay.
Plus the other thing.
Cool. So the ship has docked at the docks, if you will, and that's on the east.
Just so I was there, right? What instrument does he play?
A violin or a viol, per the D&D things, but it's a violin.
Yeah, nailed it.
And he also carries around a portable hickory stump as well, but that's for later.
Boy, let me tell you what.
Yeah, so you come into this dock, and you guys are on the eastern side of town, which is where the sea is, the coast of the town is. On your way in, you passed a giant, giant's a strong word, but a 10-story tall lighthouse-esque style building. Nobody calls it the lighthouse in the town, but it certainly resembles that for what you guys would assume it to be. So the pair of you disembark onto the dock and see the fish market. The ship begins unloading cargo, and the city's hustle and bustle begins to swallow your senses. You can hear the dull murmur of people talking in the distance, the chopping of knives against wood, and the sound of fish being packed on ice. While you both have your reasons for coming to Oxbane that are your own, you both arrive together on these docks. You're located on the docks, which is the eastern point of the town. Oxbane is a coastal town, which I've already said before. In the distance, you can see the docks merge into the marketplace itself. From where you stand, you can see the signs of shops such as the Golden Hammer, the Golden Buckle, 2 gnomes, 1 flask, and the Red Roof Inn, denoted by its red roof. See? What do you guys want to do?
Well, first up, did you say 2 gnomes, 1 flask?
You did.
I did. Super a shop.
I'm gonna need a moment to digest that and decide if
Please go there. I want to know what's there.
that's where we'll have to buy healing potions later for sure. But I guess I feel out of place. Like Chris feels out of place here. Like he keeps like trying to reach and grab like his trunks and all his belongings, and then quickly realizing that he doesn't have them because he pawned them to get passage on the ship. So really, he's got the clothes on his back. I guess I would have came here for to try to ingratiate myself as maybe a page in some sort of noble school. Like that's kind of my wheelhouse. But before I do that, I definitely need to gather some information. So I guess I'll scan the cityscape, looking for the telltale red roof, which obviously denotes an inn in this world. And once I find it,
Well, that's now canon, Shane, because it's like a beautiful idea that I did not come up with, and now it's canon. That a red roof, like there are no red roofs in my world now. The only time it's a red roof, it's considered an inn. Yeah, no, I love this. Yeah. But this is the original Red Roof Inn, the HQ.
This is the first. This is the start of the franchise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So seeing that, I'm gonna head there. I want to get some information. I don't want to walk into this situation blind. So
okay.
That's the best information place that I know of would be the Red Roof Inn.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll go there.
Good. All right. So you're heading towards the Red Roof Inn. It's easily spotted from where you are, and all right, cool.
Because you can pick out the red roof so clearly.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I mean, you do walk across, the majority of the town to do that because it's on the northern side. But just the way how it stands, because it is 3 stories high, you can see it from where you are. So in doing so, you kind of cross over a river and a bridge, and you pass this big castle. You also pass on the eastern side the farmlands that with the windmills and the plantation housing. That kind of, you can tell like this is what feeds the town, allows it to sustain itself without having to do a lot of import. But yeah, you make it to the Red Roof Inn, and we'll sync up on that in a second. What do you want to do, Rowan?
I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna steal one of those fish along the way.
Yeah, man. I need you to do a sleight of hand check for sure.
Sleight of hand check. First roll.
And so it begins.
And so it begins.
We may only be a 2-man party soon.
No, it's a 23.
Okay, hold on.
I'm an urchin. That's how I live.
Yeah, I mean, you could just like play music for meals, but no, steal that fish, dog. Slip that cold fish in your bucket.
Look, I
Let me
could.
explain that I have set up in my area. I've set up a rule book, notes, all my quick notes, the recording software, Skype, my microphone, my webcam. Didn't grab dice, so I had to go grab dice. Yeah, don't need those. Okay, so you're 23. And the shop owner's just gonna roll a perception check against you. Yeah, man, you grab a fish.
What kind of fish is it? What kind of fish do you take?
A delicious one.
The dolphin.
Yeah, it's a shark. It's a giant shark. He just shoves that.
Yeah.
No, it's it's like something that would be resembling like cod or catfish or something like that. Some basic fish. I think it would be cod. Yeah, something more basic. This is not like catfish area. So you just like shove that in your bag?
No, just like kind of put it in my coat real quick and just keep going on. Like nothing even happened. Just like, what's that?
Sure, no, that's fair. All right, cool.
That fish is huge. How much is that one? Slip.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So okay, cool. So you guys are heading to the Red Roof Inn. And I think you go separately, but you see the same things.
He paused to steal a fish. So
for
Yeah,
sure.
it's not to like talk to the guy like, oh man, look at that. How long did it take you to catch that one? And then point to one far back, and then when he looks like snatch it really quick.
Okay, cool. So while you guys are on your way there, Atlas and Henry, as they approach the door to the Red Roof Inn, Henry kind of puts his hand on Atlas and says, I don't have any gold. It was in the cart.
So I rolled for my character to have gold. Do I have that rolled gold, or is there a certain amount you want us to have?
If you point ball, you whatever the book says, right? Like I assumed that you either did starting equipment and your background character setup gave you some gold, or you did the buy system.
I have 15 gold for background.
Okay.
So
well,
that's what
you
I've
could.
got.
Okay. So Yeah, so he kind of says, "Look, there was gold in the cart, so we could ask and say like, hey, there's gold if we get your mom back, because obviously wherever she is, the gold is too. I just don't have any on hand."
I'll do whatever it takes to get it back, but you need to be the man to do the talking because I will lose my temper.
Oh, I'm very familiar with that. Oh, we have many a broken carts back at the farm because of you. It's okay though. I love you.
I'm a different man. Not really. But anyways, Henry,
Yes.
you just lead the way and I will follow. My
Okay.
axe will do the talking.
So I think I think he goes in and he walks over to the barkeep and kind of has a conversation with them about hey, where the mercenaries. I'm gonna try my best not to have fucking conversations with myself. So anytime
Please do.
I can use exposition to avoid that, I will. So I think he has a conversation with the bartender, and the barkeep kind of says like, hey, yeah, that group over there in the corner, they seem to be adventuring types. And so Henry sits down and motions for you to join him, and you guys begin discussing with a group of adventurers. And he says, I just, and that's when they took her. All I need is a couple other of you to help my son and I, and we'll get her back. And they look at him and they say, half orc looks at them and says, hurting's my game, but it's gonna cost you gold. And
I slam my fist down and look him straight in the eyes and say, how much you want, half orc?
he looks at you and he says, "You're not good with the words, are you, full blood?"
I slam my fist even harder this time. Does he have a beer near him? A drink?
Yeah. I'm sure why. He's in a bar. Of course he does.
I will chug that because this guy just immediately thinks he's better than me, and he's not. I'm gonna chug his beer, throw it across the room. And
Sure.
say, I said how much
Cool.
gold.
Can you roll a strength or acrobatics check, or an athletics or acrobatics check for me, please?
Definitely just gonna be a straight up strength.
Athletics or acrobatics is your option.
Athletics is based on strength, so probably go with that one.
Yeah, for sure.
21.
Okay, that's pretty good. So he grabs at your chest and is able to grab your shirt. Yeah, your shirt.
I'm not wearing a shirt.
You have no shirt on whatsoever.
I don't wear a shirt.
It's
Hold
rippling
on.
pectorals.
Let me re-roll that roll.
Sensitive nipples.
Did the not shirt save me?
Yeah, it did actually.
Disadvantage for grappling.
Yeah, because he went for the shirt, right? Or he went to grab you, and I guess because there's no shirt, he went to grab you by the shoulder. So he goes to grab, and you just kind of shrug it off as he goes to get a grip, and he goes, "Oh, all right, we're gonna do it this way then. I'll have gold. You'll give me a piece of gold for my drink."
I yell over to barkeep if he can hear me, if I'm within just shouting.
Yeah, sure. Shout. Yeah, he kind of looks at you, kind of I don't have all day kind of motion.
How much for one of these tankards I just chugged down?
He looks at that half orc. A gold? And what you don't see is on the other end, the guy's just giving him the one. Just one.
Let me roll perception for that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll roll
what to do.
sleight of hand. I mean, you're looking the other direction, Devin, so.
Yeah, it's not great. It's 11.
Yeah. No, you super don't see it. I mean, Henry does, but, he also didn't want to start a fight with the people he wanted to hire, so.
I say, listen, I'm sorry I was a little heated. Here's your gold. We need your help. You're half orc. You look like you can fight. I need you.
So as you're having that conversation, Chris and Rowan, you guys kind of walk into the bar, and you walk into the inn, and it's a standard inn. tables everywhere, barkeep, stairs in the back heading up towards rooms. And the half-orc says,
Like I said, we value gold. I understand that you have gold missing, and that it would be part of the job as we're covering, and we would get a piece of that. But it's going to be 20 gold per me and my buddies, just for us to go. We're successful.
And we can hear that as we walk in.
oh yeah, it's super elevated.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the mood in here?
It was
Is everybody staring at the scuffle?
imagine like like when you go into like a Red Lobster and everybody's just chilling, eating on their lobster, and everybody's regretting their life choice, but it's in a calm way. Well, now there's a disturbance. Imagine a waiter dropped Red Lobster, and so there's a mix of interest and fear, because they're worried that their lobster was dropped before they ate it. So that's
Question.
Dwayne,
If there was Oh, go ahead.
I just want to remind Dwayne of a quick canonical fact that he may have forgot to tell the viewers. As the original Red Roof Inn in this harbor town, this very seafaring town, it is colloquially known as the Red Lobster.
That's true. It is. It is the Red Roof
I always wondered.
Lobster.
I wanted
Does
to
the
remind
Red
that
Lobster
you,
have
that
a
you
red-
wrote
That's
that
true.
down in your-
No,
in
that's
your
true.
notes you sent out.
You did.
Oh, that's
I
great.
appreciate you bringing that up, just so that the listeners can get the same level of immersion that we have. Yeah, so you guys super hear that, and it is super awkward. I mean, the bartender is not looking that direction at all. Everybody else is giving it the side eye, look but don't look, kind of situation.
Well, I want to just immediately be 20 fucking gold for them, a piece.
So the orc super looks your direction, or the half orc looks your direction, and goes, "Yeah, a piece."
You think fucking highly of yourself, don't you?
I do.
Well, then I see you're as smart as you are pretty.
Well, thanks.
Good. What?
And the elf sitting next to him, who's his buddy, is looking at him and then he taps him and he goes, "That's an insult, right?" And he looks at his friend. "No, he said I'm smart and pretty. Did you hear him?"
That's not.
Dude, that's okay. Yeah, no, you're right, Craig.
Got it.
No, 100, just like always, Craig.
Yeah, I've definitely got to walk up to this and be there's no fucking way.
That's what our rate is. We're adventurers. We don't come cheap.
What are they trying to fucking charge us so much for?
Well, I'm trying to find my mother. That's it. Hands down. She was taken by some bandits, I perceive. My father, Henry, probably has more details. I just need some help. I mean, I'm a fighter. I could take 3 or 4 myself. I
So
just
Henry
can't take
places his
them.
hand on your shoulder, and he kind of says, "Listen, my wife and I were attacked by some bandits in the woods, and there's just a lot of them. And while my son is a capable fighter, I don't know that it's enough, and I would hate for him to get injured trying to rescue his mother."
Well, I can assure you I'm worth more than both of these fucking tallywalkers, and I'll help you for free.
You would do that for a stranger.
That's no problem off my back.
All right.
All right.
I'm speechless at first. I'm just staring at him because I can't believe that somebody in this time would be just this nice. And even if he has some ulterior motive, I'm just too dumb to realize it.
Yep, that's for sure. So the orc, the half orc Craig, which I need to open up my notes. The half orc Craig kind of says,
Well, good luck with the pretty boy.
and he goes, "We've got things to do." And him, the elf, and the dwarf march out.
I'll tell you they got some things to do, and I make a very rude gesture.
Do you do that after he leaves or as he's walking out?
Oh, either or.
It's really your decision.
I would definitely do it in front of them.
Okay, cool. So as you do that, you make a rude gesture at him. He kind of like turns, and he does like one of those like where he like kind of lunges at you. He does like a pump fake at you.
Oh, that if you're feeling froggy, then leap.
Yeah, and so he's gonna roll like an intimidation check against you
Don't flinch.
to
Don't
see if you
flinch.
flinch.
All right, what do I roll against it?
Well, I mean, you gotta roll pretty poorly because per my usual. For an intimidation, I think it's wisdom, I believe. I'm looking it up right now. Intimidation.
It's charisma.
It's
Yeah, it's usually
well,
charisma.
he uses charisma against it. Normally, you don't do that. Oh, you do insight. We're gonna do insight because fuck it.
Insight?
Well, I mean, deception's right above it, and insight seemed. Let's do Constitution. That sounds way more realistic. I've never ran an intimidation check against a player, but I felt like hitting you was too much.
That's fair.
So do a Constitution check against his roll.
It's a 14.
You
Is it
super-
a Constitution save or?
No, we'll just do. We'll just do a check.
Okay.
So he like pump fakes, and you just stone cold stand. Like you don't move. You don't change your status at all.
Like, oh, don't worry, boy. I was talking about your stuff in a coin purse. You're gonna go make some money somewhere else. Don't fret.
And the dwarf just starts shoving his friend. He's not worth it, Craig. He's not worth it, man. Let's go. Let's go before the minstrels get here, man. Let's go.
Minstrels?
Eh?
Before the musicians show up and start singing songs and telling stories?
That's right.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah. What are you doing, Chris, while this is all going down?
Oh, super not involved in that scenario. I'm gonna try to find who looks best dressed in this whole tavern.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. That is awesome. So, best dressed in this whole tavern is going to be, she's a gnome. She has long purple hair going down her back. She's beautiful. Even non-gnomes find her attractive. And she is known to catch the eye of plenty of men.
Is her long hair like normal people's hair? Like
I mean,
that length?
No. It's just like
Look
long
long
for
on her.
gnomes.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's in nice clothing. She's actually in a dress, which is rare. If you look around the tavern, she's clearly the only one in a dress.
Okay. I'm going to approach her. I'm gonna offer like a curt, like a nice sharp little bow, like not like a deep, like ingratiating
For
bow,
sure.
but just like a
greeting.
like a little bit more than nod of the
A
head.
respectful greeting. You know, that's cool.
I'm gonna say, "Milady, no."
I appreciate you. I appreciate you respecting my race. You could just call me Lady Trestle.
Lady Tresselden. My name is Kristoff. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Well, I guess it is a pleasure to meet me. Kristoff, are you new? I don't believe I've seen you in town.
Yes, I've just sailed in upon the Black Raven.
Oh, interesting. Why the Black Raven?
She has a bit of a reputation for being able to get through troubled waters and that sort of thing.
Yes, the Black Raven does have a bit of a reputation. Interesting. What can I do for you, Kristoff?
Well, I can tell immediately just by looking at you that you are a cut above the rest, shall we say? And I kind of give her like a knowing look, like, right? Right?
Yes, no, that's it comes with being the wife of the town leader. Yes, that's true.
Just as a bit of background, the town leader's name is...
You don't know that. You just came to the town.
Yes, but I have the noble background, and as such, I would have some insight as per the nobility of the local region.
Okay. Yeah.
Not intimate details, but I would know his name. I would know it's like from court gossip.
No, that's fair. I'm going to find his name in my notes. You would know that his name is listed on all documents that you've seen as Magister Trestle.
Okay, very good. I say, ah, yes, my lady. It's very fortuitous that I've met you here. First
Is
and
it
foremost,
now?
can I get you anything to drink?
She like holds up her goblet, which is much nicer. Clearly, not something the Red Roof Inn has provided her, and
She
says,
brought her own cup. Fill this with your finest swill, peasant.
"Yeah, exactly." She's, while I do appreciate the offer, sir, I have my own drink."
Oh, very good. I'm gonna just gesture at the barkeep wildly. I was assuming knows what that means.
He looks at you with a mix of apprehension and interest, and waves you over.
And I'd like wave him over.
And he like waves you back over.
Oh no! I was like, red wine.
And he goes, "Got it!" And sits red wine on the bar.
I walk over and get it.
And he looks at you as you get it. He goes, "You can come to the bar for the drink. I don't serve tables."
I understand that now.
Okay, I'll have gold seems like a lot for wine. You give him change. Fuck it. you give. He like picks lint off your wooden nickels and shit. So it evens up. I'm not gonna make you guys pay for drinks unless it's like stupid expensive or something. That's tedious. It's all get out. So you go back over with your red wine.
And I walked in and I say, my lady Trestle, may I sit?
I suppose.
I sit down and I'm dropping kind of some pretense. I'm going to speak to her. I'm going to shoot straight. My lady, I've come here to seek employment with your fine husband.
Well, I guess that really depends on what you can offer him.
Well, I'm a man of some noble blood. I'm not of common breeding like some of the local resources you have here. I would very much.
As you say that, just for context, you notice as you say common breeding, her face kind of turns down at that a little bit.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I'm just trying to give you context, right?
The heart wants what it wants. I understand, but I would be amiable for a page position or any sort of. If you needed a scribe, I could offer those talents. I'm very well read, and I'm here to support in any way that your husband might need.
Well, I don't know that he needs those things. Well, we're quite all read, even well read, even for. She looks around for us common races. But I suppose you could stop by the castle tomorrow and see if he needs anything. He holds session, like any good magister, once a week for people to bring grievances or requests.
I thank you very kindly for your knowledge, lady. However, it's of the utmost importance that I find stable footing here, and as such, any aid you could offer, if you just some insight into. I'm a man of many talents. If you knew anything that your husband needed, or that he would look upon favorably to give me any sort of advantage, I would be eternally grateful.
She looks you over with a keen eye for a moment. She's like, the way, roll a perception check.
Okay, I'm getting my dice out. Hey,
Let's play D&D, boys. It's no longer just
Yeah.
theater acting. We can roll.
now we can roll dice and play the game. Lucky lady tonight. That is a natural 20. First roll of the podcast. Natural 20.
It does the third roll, but
Okay.
First
So,
roll. My first roll.
you notice that when she says that, she knows as you say that, she has like this devious looking smile when you say that. And she says, actually, How are you with odd fellows?
You'd have to be more specific, milady.
Those who don't quite have, those who one stick short of a bushel, if you will.
Are we talking about the insane?
I would never call
The malign?
him. I would never call him insane. That's quite rude. I think that lacks respect for his station. But I just ask how
see.
you handle that.
We have a somewhat of a high-born station who may or may not be the most equipped to perform that role.
Well, he has certainly importance to the town, but yes, he has his moments of instability, if you will.
Well, I've dabbled in the treating of people, those who are malaligned. My mother, she grew ill, and as a result had a similar situation. It depends on how you would want the issue resolved.
Well, I'm not looking for a resolution as much as I am someone to collect information.
That could be something that I could arrange. I've got 2 ears, good for listening. Yes.
Yes, but I need someone who can muddle through the static, if you will.
I should be able to do that if I know exactly what you're getting at, and would be more than happy to assist. Assuming, of course, someone who assisted you in a task such as this could expect your favor come sessions.
She looks at you with a little with contempt that you were forward enough to expect a favor, right? And she says, "How about we just see how well you do?" And she begins to look at her nails as she says that.
Milady, I have the sense that people don't tell you no very often, that I am not, as I've said before, a common man. And my services rendered are due a reasonable, acceptable compensation. So if you're looking for a stooge, I'm afraid that that's just not the kind of help that I could offer either you or your husband.
Listen, Mr. Shindo, I, like
Didn't
you,
say my name.
I, like you, am quite well read, of noble validity, and I'm familiar with the turmoil going on in the Kingdom of Silence. So I would assume that you not try to play me the stooge. I'm very aware, tongue twister. I'm very aware of your station, sir. Unless there are multiple tiefling running around with birthmarks such as yours.
No, I am indeed Kristoff Shindo of Silence, but I'm afraid that your news may be traveling a little bit more slowly than you would like. I have nothing to do with the politics of silence, and frankly, that's all I want to hear on that matter, is silence.
I understand. And she gets up and walks away.
That's fair.
you told the lady of the town to shut the fuck up.
That's fair. I'm gonna drink one.
But in like the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Super well. All up until he said silence. Like, you were so good until you gave her the polite shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that wordplay was so good. How could he not?
It was clever.
It called to me. No,
Yeah.
I
And as
I've
she
gotta-
storms out, you notice the barkeep looked way more relaxed as she leaves.
I'm gonna drink wine.
Okay. So Henry says to you, Alice, look, I think maybe we get a couple more guys. I mean, I don't know about you, sir. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. And he motions to you, Rowan.
Oh, you can call me Rowan. All my closest friends do.
Well, thank you, Rowan. But what sort of abilities do you have?
Oh, all of them. I'm great at everything. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I guess we don't need a third person then.
Show him your character sheet.
Well, if you're saying there's a bunch of them, we could maybe use another one. I help what I can. Why don't you ask the fancy one?
Yes. Well.
I run over immediately. Like, I know who he's pointing to. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not hesitating.
Okay.
Yeah, like I saw him on the ship. He looks like he can handle booze, and if you can handle that much booze, you can probably handle a couple of men.
And so I run over to him. Excuse me, sir. I don't mean to bother you. But your friend said he came in on a ship with you and says you're a capable fighter. Probably. Would you be willing to help us? We need to go now.
I don't really. I'm not much of a marshalman.
2 gold.
That's as much as 2 drinks, I guess. I kind of like.
That's multiple drinks. I think we've made.
Yeah.
Sure.
The other guy made it.
Okay.
Earlier. I reach into my coat and I pull out a map of the surrounding area, and I can kind of see the fiefdoms and the kingdoms, and like I take out a piece of charcoal and I put a big X over Oxbane. I'm kind of falling. So I'm like, all right, the next town is gonna be. I'm gonna get like a chariot. I'm gonna have expenses. I do have some abilities that might be useful in dealing with ruffians. I could assist for 10.
Done. Consider it done. Too easy.
And I
Get
shake
it after you help. I'll give you 5 now and 5 when the task is complete. We just need to go now.
Fair deal. And I shake his hand.
And I give him 5 gold.
He runs out the bar.
Not again.
So Henry sees the exchange and he says to you, Rowan, well, if that guy's in, I guess we should hurry.
Well, if we should hurry, then what are we waiting around for? Let's go grab him and get going.
Listen,
Yes, right.
I agree, but there's a lot of them, and there's 4 of us, and I'm not a good fighter. I don't know. Do you guys need anything before we go? I mean, quickly is better. Do you have your
Well,
weapons?
why are you saying that if we need to go and then you keep talking? It doesn't work like that. You say we need to go, then we need to go, and we're going.
I'm not a great man with words.
Just a quick look around. Neither of you appears to be clergy or clerics or any sort of healer type. Perhaps it would be prudent to acquire some potion.
I look at him and I go, what are you saying, man? Just say it.
Potions. We should buy some fucking potions.
I believe that is correct.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
I believe that's a good place as any to stop. Tomorrow night, I shall tell you of their adventure, of the trouble they'll get in, and the heroic deeds they'll be sure to do.
Hey guys, it's GM Dwayne. I just wanted to say thanks for listening to the first episode. There is going to be like a beeping in the first 2 or 3 episodes from where we had a rogue fire alarm and we didn't catch it. You can find us on Lawful Stupid or Stupid Lawful on the Instagram. We're all over the place. Twitter as well. We'll put it in the description so you can keep up with this. Make sure you listen to the 2nd and 3rd episodes. They're going to be great. We'll work out any bugs we've run into, but I think so far we're in a good spot. Also, if you would leave us ratings, reviews, likes, and shares I will beg that you share us if you love us. If you don't, tell us why. We'll be happy to hear it. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram again. But yeah, we're super active. There's 3 or 4 of us. We're all kind of checking the socials. I want to say thanks to Devin, who plays Atlas, and then Shane, who plays Chris, and then Alex, who play Rowan, because without them, there's not a podcast. And they're just a bunch of cool people that I have the pleasure to hang out with. So if you love what we got going on, just hit us up. Thanks. Oh, and subscribe.